Hi guys, this is Asal. I'm studying for the bar and I wanted to review my notes with you. So I just finished up reviewing all my criminal law notes and I'm gonna go back to it, but in a couple of months so that it can sink in because I want to move on. I want to study torts and contracts and properties and civil procedure and evidence, so there's a lot to study and I want to make a video out of everything, if it's possible. So, what is torts all about? So, there are 7 types of intentional torts. There is battery. I'm going to make a video out of battery and assault, false imprisonment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, IIED, and trespass to land, trespass to chattel, and finally conversion. So those are our 7 types of intentional torts. And we also have 3 types of torts. So we have the intentional torts. Those are the ones that I just described, and I'm going to describe it more in this video. And we also have our negligence and strict liability. So there's a lot in negligence and strict liability. Like for negligence, I'll have to make a video for duty, and then another one for breach, and then another one for causation, and then lastly for damages. So there's a lot into it. I'm gonna try my best to cover as much as I can. So let me jump right into this one. This video is just about intentional torts, okay? Like intentional. So, the elements of torts, it requires the mens rea, which is the mental state. This is the defendant's state of mind when performing the act. And there's also that physical and the non-mental aspect to it, which is the performed acts and also the circumstances caused, okay? So, what is the mental element? The mental element must always relate to one or more non-mental elements. Okay. So, another thing I want to say is the mental states. There's 3 types of it. There's the conscious objective, and there's the substantial certainty, which these are the intent, and then there's also the recklessness. What is recklessness? Recklessness is acting with unreasonable disregard of a high probability that the particular element of the tort will occur. Okay, for 1 second, let's think about it. What does this mean? Okay, to be like so reckless. For example, let's say that I come and I tell you, oh, I've been taking shooting classes or archery classes. Can you stand here? I want to practice. Let me put an apple above your head. Let me pull a trigger. Let's see how that goes. Okay, that is like just so reckless. So that's what I'm talking about. Now I would like to move on, and real quick, I would like to talk about transferred intent. So the illustration of transferred intent is, I'm going to put it in 3 parts. There's the defendant means to commit an assault. This is the means to commit, and through inadvertence, a battery occurs. For example, let me tell you this 3rd element. Intent for assault becomes intent for the battery. For example, someone wants to throw a ball at somebody, and he wants to throw it at him, he intends to, but then he accidentally hits the ball to someone else. Like someone else comes in the middle and, he accidentally hits that person. There you have a transferred intent. Like there was this whole case where this kid, he, actually became blind because someone threw something at him. And that's where the transferred intent came in. Finally, there's 2 things I'm going to describe. One of them is minor children, the incompetence, the insane, and these type of people can actually form the requisite intent under the law to commit the intentional tort. For example, let's say that there's a child and, he's just like kidding and he's just so silly and, he doesn't have any manners whatsoever. And this child, there's a grandma, she's trying to sit, and the child actually wants to laugh at the grandma, and, he pulls the chair from under the grandma, like that, and then the grandma falls. So when that happens, when he pulls the chair from under the grandma, that's his intent. And yeah, children can be held responsible, you hold the parents responsible. There's a whole thing to it. And then finally, I would like to talk about the insane. For example, let's just say that someone's insane and thinks that someone else is like an alien of some sort or some sort of a monster, and, thinks that person is trying to go after him, and he ends up assaulting him or kicking him and stuff. So when he does that, yeah, the mentally ill, that they form the requisite intent that's necessary. So I would like to just close up my video because I want to make really short videos, and I'm going to move on. In my next videos, I'm going to talk about assault and battery and everything else as much as I can. So have fun studying. Cheers.